spoke about the killing of Mr. Sam Bokari, who was called Mosquito.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that some of his family members were killed.
Yeah.
Were they killed the same time, the same day he was killed?
They were killed the same day.
You mentioned his wife.
Mahawa. Yeah.
And you mentioned his son. Can you please repeat the name of his son for me?
We just used to call him Couple. He's black, short.
You used to call him what?
Couple.
Corporal.
Yeah.
Corporal as in the army?
Yeah, corporal.
Okay. How old do you think he was?
I think age 9 years.
About 9 years old.
Yeah, he was very small, 9 years.
You also mentioned Mr. Bokari's mother was killed?
Yeah, Mafatu.
Now these people, relatives of Bokari who were killed, were they fighters or civilians?
They were not fighters, they were
civilians,
yeah.
all of them?
Yeah.
Were any other family members of Mr. Bokari killed that you maybe forgot about?
The one was killed among the group of men that was fired later among the other groups. They call him Mwame.
This other person who you said was killed from Mr. Bokari's family, was he a brother?
A brother to him, Mohammed.
He was a brother to him?
Yeah.
And his name was Mohammed?
Yeah.
Do you know his last name? Do you know his last name?
It's Mohammed Bokari.
Mohammed Bokari, okay. Thank you.
There is having one of his brother here, I think he stays at Red Light. They call him Amadou. I even took him one time on Agnes program to Omi radio station.
Straight from the heart program?
Straight from the heart.
Okay. And his name is also Bokari, his last name? This one you just talked about?
Who?
This brother who you said now lives around the Red Light. His last name is also Bokari.
Yeah, he's also Amadou Bokari.
You mentioned also that some RUF fighters, former fighters, were taken from the JFK.
Yeah.
Is that a JFK hospital?
Yeah.
And carried away, you said, somewhere in Puni County.
Yeah, they're going to pay them.
Okay. Were these people handicapped? Or were they sick? They were taken from the sick beds?
They were wounded, so there are some people hands amputated, feet.
So is this the same incident that people have been referring to as the combat camp incident, where they were allegedly shot and put in holes?
It links to the same incident. Because that was a strategic point that was already demarcated to do execution.
Combat camp?
Yeah.
And you said it was about 300 of them?
300?
You mentioned about how many of them you think were taken from the hospital at that time? And
I said 3 trucks.
3 trucks?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give us an estimate of the sizes of the trucks?
The trucks they were having, the short Tatra trucks with the big tires. I think one of UNDP or WFP, they have that modern truck with the short tires. They were backloaded down to that camp.
You mentioned also during your testimony that Mr. Alhaji Kroma sent some trucks across the border from Liberia to Guinea, and those trucks were exchanged for arms.
For arms and ammunition from USC company.
for arms and ammunition?
Yeah, the
How
trucks
many
that we
trucks?
met at USC company trailers.
How many trucks were those?
It was many. I cannot really figure out. It was many.
You also mentioned that men were sold in Sierra Leone by the Krahn group
Yeah.
for arms.
And they are still there.
They are still there now.
Yes.
These men who were sold, were they fighters or
Fighters.
civilians?
Because they
Fighters.
were, at that time, they were having a problem with manpower on the front line. So the government came down to Bomi and negotiated. Give women, we'll give you guys arms and ammunition.
Okay. When you say the government, was this under
Strasser
whose government? Oh, the Sierra
Strasser
Leonean government. Okay.
The
Now
military
these men
junta.
who were sold, how would you explain? Is it like they were sold as slaves? Did they go with their own free will? They were forced? Can you explain the conditions surrounding?
They were taken from Bomi down to Sierra Leone to fight, side along with the Sierra Leone army, till the war can finish. So in turn, they send arms and ammunition for us in Bomi.
You also spoke that you were recruited at age 12,
Yeah.
and they recruited you along with other young men in this unit called Small Boy Unit.
Yes, small boy unit.
At that time, how many small boys were there in the Small Boy Unit? That you
We
can
are 30
estimate?
in number.
30? 30
Yeah, 30.
at the time.
Yeah. Just
So-
the size of the platoon.
Okay, the size of a platoon.
Yeah.
Now, during your years fighting, whether with Ulimo, they joined Ulimo or Ulimo K, and then you joined the NPFL later, how many small boy soldiers you think these people had, or you came across?
How many small boy soldiers I killed?
No. How many small boy soldiers were fighting along with you, or you think these different groups have recruited?
So many.
Can you estimate?
SB unit, we were having another group that was with 24 hours when we were crossing. They too, it was the same small boy unit. They were under Zebra, a battalion they call Zebra from Ulimo. They were under Zebra, headed by 24 hours. We will start taking Congo, coming all the way to Tieni.
Okay, let me simplify my question. How many small boy units you think Ulimo had when you were fighting before Ulimo split, when it was one Ulimo? How many small boy soldiers you think you had fighting with you?
Small boy unit, where group of
How many child were fighting? Small boys were fighting as small boy soldiers.
we are so many.
100, 200, 500, 3,000, 1,000,
Maybe approximately 70 in number. I can see.
maybe 17, 18,000?
70.
70.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you joined the NPFL, how did you see many small boy soldiers, and how many you think were there?
Yeah, they too, they were having many small boy units because like people like Yetin, it's just the name. But Yetin was a very small boy at that time. They were having another commander that died too, Stanley. He too was small.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
Now, I'm going to my 29 years.
You mentioned the Liberian mosquito,
Yeah.
Christopher Vamo. You say he still lives, he is still alive, and he lives around the Ghana's area.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the Operation Octopus and this mosquito being allegedly in the area. What can you tell us about what happened at the Catholic convent with the nuns, and what happened to the children who were in the area at an orphanage? Where did those children go? Where did they carry the children?
I cannot tell you where really they took them. If I say it, then I think I want to lie.
Under the presidency of Mr. Charles Taylor,
Yeah.
you were a general, and then you served in the ATU, the anti-terrorist unit. Am I correct?
I was with them, but per se, I never took training like how other people went.
But you were a member of the ATU
Yeah.
after the war, when Mr.
Yeah.
Taylor won the elections.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think, and if so, how many fighters like yourself at the time were recruited, for example, in the ATU, in the army, in the police, and in other security agencies when Mr. Taylor was president?
The fighters. We are so many.
So
I cannot
a lot of
tell you, yeah, a specific number.
So a lot of you were just switched over from being fighters into
Yeah.
the different security
Yeah.
areas, like these areas I named.
Yeah.
And you are a mechanic.
Yeah, presently.
Is that what you do for a living now?
Yes, that's what I've chosen.
You learned a trade after the war, or you were a mechanic
No, it's
You
just
learned
after the war I
after the
started
war? Okay.
doing that.
Were you did you disarm? Did you go through any of the rehabilitation programs?
I never entered the DDR program, but
You didn't
we
enter the
disarmed
DDR program?
Commanders. These weapons were taken from us down to our commanders.
Your commanders took the weapons.
Yeah.
Do you know if they turned those weapons into the DDR program or any similar program?
I went through the DDR also.
You went to the DDR program?
Yeah.
You? Okay. When you fought, what kinds of weapons did you use?
Say again?
When you were a fighter, what kinds of weapons did you use?
So many. The anti-aircraft, what the guy, a shot, AA, RPG, that's the rocket propelled grenade, AK-47, AK-48, AK-58. We're having Stinker missile. What can pick? You can usually pick jets up when jets are flying. The Stinker missile. That one was brought by General Sam Bokari on Sierra Leone. They will have flamethrower with the 3 bombs attached to the one muscle.
Did the small boy unit, the soldiers who were in the small boy unit,
Yeah.
did they get any training to fight as soldiers? Were
It's
they
just
trained?
3 weeks, only to know the gun. That was all.
And what kinds of guns? Oh, you just described what you were using, but the weapons you used, did other small soldiers use those weapons too?
Yeah, Beretta, because it was just like this short, easy to carry. You know the AK at that time, the long butt is too long, would be dragging. So they used to give us Berettas.
What preparation did you have to go through as a small soldier at the time before going up to the battlefront? Any special preparation you had to go through before going to fight?
Yeah, they used to give us some preparations by our commanders. They call it Nyangbe. Sometimes they just do some marks, traditional marks here. Give up the medicine inside like that. They say you are okay, or they give you certain design tooth of the elephant. You put it on your neck.
They gave you Any drugs?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah. We used to have drug supply from the Sierra Leone army at that time.
The Sierra Leone army was supplying you with drugs. What kind
Hassan
of drugs?
Conte, one chief of staff in the Sierra Leone army, used to bring drugs. The one other drugs there, they call it brown. I used to take drugs for over 8 to 9 years before I ceased.
So beside you at the time, other child soldiers were also taking drugs regularly to fight?
Adama Roger, I was having one of my friends too. Everybody was taking drugs because they deem it necessary. Without drugs, you cannot perform well on the front line. You need to be half somehow.
So this person from the Sierra Leone army was supplying the drugs. Who were those that were issuing out the drugs to you child soldiers?
The commanders.
Can you name some of the commanders who were assigned with you who issue out drugs?
Some commanders, I would say many are deceased today. Like Free Kala is dead. The younger brother of Free Kala, T Kala, he too is dead.
Any alive that you know of or you can remember?
Only people like Ama Yulu, I would say, they living now.
What was the condition with the SBUs when you went on the battlefront? If you got wounded or if you got killed, what happened? Your families knew what would happen with you. Anybody contacted your family to say your son died at the war, or what happened when you got hurt? If something happened to the SBU on the battlefront, maybe if you got hurt or something, what would happen to you?
Like I was fired.
Were you taken care of? Was there any special attention showing you because you were young?
If I was taken care of?
Child soldiers, not only you, but all of you, SBU.
They used to pay attention to us. That one, I cannot lie. They used to do it. We come down to town, they buy you t-shirts, jeans, sneakers. You get your K-bag behind you. For every time we come down, when they go to the headquarters, they give them money. Sometimes they do share it just for your mind to be relaxed.
Since the TRC started collecting statements and listening to testimonies, there have been a lot of stories about women being raped, young girls being raped, older ladies being raped. When fighters enter the town or capture the town, they also set houses ablaze. Did you have to do any of these things as child soldiers? Did you have to rape women, small boy units? Did you have to burn down homes, kill anybody?
Yes, we did. The only thing I cannot remember raping, we killed at that time. We do point horses. I earlier on even made a statement here that sometimes we sit around, we do clinch of the coin. Like me and my friends sometimes, like Junior, Free Kala, Amara Roger, sometimes we sit down together, we say, look, tomorrow we will be having a mission. The mission is for us to capture Fonon. But when we enter Fonon, who is going to be the leader for killing today? Maybe Junior Freeman will come and say, what will do? You'll like clinch one coin up. We'll be laughing, we'll clinch the coin up. If I be the first, the hair come for me on the ground. The day is for me. So for any execution they want to do, we'll look for either Sherry, they say, or go call Sherry, because SBU unit know already that we have already clinched. So we used to enjoy the funds at that time because we never knew the repercussion.
So if you toasted a coin and then whoever they had
to choose your day,
you would choose the day that you would be the
head. If you are lucky, plenty people being rescued, they bring them, they say this for execution is your day.
you'll have to also do the same bet on women too, maybe women who would be raped. Did the execution include women? There were stories of pregnant women, stomach being open. You'll have to go through any of that, or maybe not you as a person, but other child soldiers.
It happens. We used to do it. It happens. We open people's stomach, they take up the intestine of one, the other one, you haul it together like this, you tie it as a checkpoint.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Witness. My name is Commissioner Pearl Brown Bull. You Mohammed Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for coming to give your story. Very interesting story, very interesting information to us and to the public who listening and to those who encourage you to come. So I have to ask certain questions only for my clarity.
Yeah. Welcome.
I saw a statement that you were reading from and I interrupted and asked you whether that was your own handwriting, what type or so, and you said you wrote it. And since we don't have a prepared statement, like witnesses come with prepared statement, could you please allow Mr. Hearing Officer, could you please bring me the statement that was written by the witness so I can ask my question from there? Later on, we will, because you sworn and he said we will make photocopy. Please give me the statement. No, the other one too.
No, this one is just rough.
Yeah, oh, everything you read from, well, written. There's some there too. That one. Yeah, bring it. And I'm missing here with my paper. Right here, the camera. I'm sure that the camera on me. Mr. Chairman, I know that his notes and taking his own handwriting. I can read. Mr. Witness, following the question of my colleague, Commissioner Martha Washington, asking you, what are you doing now? You said you are a mechanic, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You got a mechanic shop or you working along with someone else?
I was working along with someone else, but for now.
Right now, are you working at all?
No.
So you're not working at this stage?
No, ma'am.
In your recommendations, like the TRC have to make recommendations, you recommended that the big people in the war, that they should prosecute them, and that the property and thing that they took, that they took, which the government should take it to use it to help.
The victims.
The victims, yes. Now, from your testimony, your own testimony, that's over radio and before us, you, Mr. Sheriff, said, I see here you are from 1991 to the time the war ended here, the ceasefire, 2003. You were fighting.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
You also said that you looted. You looted, you burned down places. Now, do you want also, since you looted, and whether the generals looted or whoever looted, that do you have some of the looted goods and property that you got. So if we recommend prosecution and you prosecuted that some of the looted goods too that you looted and some of the people that you killed, they died too, but they are victims of the people who survived, the relative that will be able, that the prosecutors will be able to take your property and what you looted also to give to the victims. Are you prepared to turn over what you looted and the killing that you did to the victims also, and also for what you did to be prosecuted? Are you prepared?
I'm prepared, ma.
All right. The record will show that, so in case we'll be able to keep the looted goods and things that you have so we can be able to identify them. Secondly, what the level of education? How far did you go in school?
I went up to.
Talk loudly.
I went up to 7th grade at that time.
You went
but
up
when
to,
we went to Sierra Leone, we were still going to school in the refugee camp around Waterloo. There, they were having a public school there in Waterloo.
Yeah, then you went up to how much? From 7th grade, that would made you to go to 7th grade?
Yeah.
All right.
Just 1 year.
I see your statement that you said you wrote in your own handwriting, and I'm very much impressed with the words that are used here, especially when you said that the democratic process, I begin saying the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God, without no fear or favor, and especially you said my conscience is clear. I'm not putting you on test, but just as you say you wrote this, and this what so help me God. I just want you, could you spell the word conscience? Conscience, because it's written here, I'm just at the first page. Since you wrote this thing here that was written, and so could you spell the word conscience?
CONSCIENCE.
All right, thank you. We take note of how you spell the word conscience. And you have a very beautiful penmanship, very good, even better than mine. How about negotiations? Because especially I'm interested in this negotiation part, because you say the NPFL 1994, after the fall of Banga, we were called upon by Ulimo Kuke High Command political wing, headed by Sheikh Kafuma Kone, calling themselves
interreligious
in disguise rebel collaborators. Call commanders from Banga to come to Monrovia for negotiations. We came and Mr. Taylor ended up buying us for 4,000 United States dollars. I would like for you to just spell the word collaborators. No, it's not that because you said you wrote this yourself.
Yes, COLLAR.
That's collaborators.
COLLABORATES.
Thank you. We take note of the spelling of the word collaborators because they were written by yourself. And in the same paragraph, you said you came for negotiations. Could you spell the word negotiations? It's not like people see are putting you for test.
NEGRATRATRON.
Thank you. We take note of your spelling of negotiation. Now, where were you born, Mr. Witness?
I was born in Cape Man County, Popa District.
What year?
In 1979.
Okay, but when you went to the TRC, you made statement there too, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to compare, because what you say and what before us from the TRC to see what is correct, and we'll see what. Well, when you went to the TRC, how many times did you go to the TRC?
I went there once.
You went there
the
one
hearing,
time?
Then later, I was called by the investigation group. I think twice.
In what?
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
So the 3 times you went, did you speak to the same person or you spoke to different people?
For every occasion, I spoke to different people for every occasion.
You remember who you spoke to?
I cannot recall their names, but I know them facially.
You know their faces?
Yeah.
Was it in the investigative unit?
The second one was with Mr. Sherry.
Sheriff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the first one was with who? You can't remember?
No, the first one, I made my statement in front of everybody.
Before everybody in the investigative unit?
UNDP, they were having guests from UNDP.
Okay. When you were talking, I also heard you say you thank straight from the heart because they really help you with your traumatization. So at any time, did any representative from state from the heart accompany you, carry you to TRC?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Were they there when you were giving your statement?
They were present.
They were present?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure we know who you said it as state from the heart. Did they also tell you what to say?
They will not tell me what to say because
Okay.
I already know what to say.
All right, thank you. Now, I will proceed. The TRC people paper here say, that's what we ask you first when you start talking. The month here, can you tell our month you were born?
February 7.
February 7.
February.
7 February. But the TRC people got it because you know age important.
Yeah.
You told them you were born February 7, 1977. Now you say you were born
79.
Okay,
79.
so that's the first thing wrong, and that is first thing after your name. So today TRC thing, please let the record show you were born 1979. And that will make you 12 years old. When you started in 1991, eh?
Yeah.
And now 14 because I checked 12. 91, so 91 you were 12. 92 you were 13. 93 you were 14. 94 you were 15. I come back to what written here in such beautiful penmanship from your speech. And of course, the public as well as I take notice of the spelling of those words. I come to how it's chronologically put together here too. I come to 1994 when you're supposed to be 15 years old when this negotiation headed by Ulimo High Command Political Wing Shikafuma Kone. Now, you were 15 years old. So were you still could be a child soldier now because they say 18. So as a child soldier, were you, because you say yeah, so were you among the group? We were called upon by Ulimoke High Command at Shikafuma Kone, the political wing. You were called upon now to come to Banga. And they negotiated you for $4,000. Were you in among the distinguished delegation into that meeting?
Where?
Yeah, I asked. 1998 chronic.
It happened in Banga that we came to Monrovia
So you were in a delegation?
I was there because the most senior commander at that time, Pepper and Saul, he was just 18 years.
So they talked to, but then they talked to you and they didn't talk to the big high command, because then Ulimoke then was headed by Alahaji Kroma. Because you just said that they should hold the higher people responsible for the crimes that were committed. So on this such important delegation, when they were coming to negotiate terms now for Ulimo Koke to come to work with Taylor, they sent what was your position at that time?
I was a colonel in Banga.
You were what?
A colonel in Banga.
Colonel?
Yeah.
So 1994, you were colonel.
Yeah.
And you were 15 years old.
Yeah.
Who made you colonel? Kalahaji Kroma?
Yeah.
Kroma made you colonel?
Kroma at that time.
Okay, where did he make you colonel? Where was the ceremony performed?
That was a battlefront positions. They don't usually observe ceremony.
They don't observe, but at least they have a place. They have a place.
By radio stations.
So where did Alahaji Kroma tell you or pronounce, at least somebody else was there, unless just the two of you, what place it was, what area? Because we have battle.
It was in Bomi. It was in Bomi.
In Bomi.
Yeah.
So you were made what year, colonel? What year you were colonel?
Yeah.
What year? What year they made you colonel? Because you remember plenty other things here that were written chronologically.
Yeah.
So what year you became colonel?
In 93.
So 93, oh, you were 14, and he made you colonel in Bomi Hills.
Yeah.
All right. The record will show whether Kroma was in Bomi Hills. How many of you he made at that time? How many people, because you were 14, how many of you were made colonel?
Well, plenty. So other people were promoted to the rank of general, like Pepper and Saw, the time we were in Bapolu before we came for the Banga mission in 92, before going there.
So, you were colonel. But I just want to remind you, because we got dates here. I see from the paper where the TRC people got here, they say you were colonel, you Limoke 1994 to 1995. So somebody not telling the truth. Yeah, colonel. Bomihe Ketma Monrovia Banga 1994 to 1995. So who won't telling the truth now? You or the people at TRC who wrote the paper? What year now?
I keep on saying from 93 I was promoted.
Okay,
to
so
94.
Please let
the time we were in Banga.
Please let them correct it, because the guy major for Ulimo 1992 to 1993. Because you see the thing what we're talking about here is serious. Many people went to their grave just because somebody told them, say something about that person was a mistake. Then later, when they realized that was a mistake. So, our Commissioner Paul Brown Boo, when I put my hand to something to say this for somebody or that for somebody, another person, I want to make sure that not mistake. Because this, anything. So I'm beginning to see the paper here where you talk to TRC. Don't think we don't, just what you talk, it'll be recorded. It'll be in paper. Then I see this well-written paper with it very dates chronologically put, which I'm looking at. What on the paper, what you say here, and what you talk here, what on the paper. So that's why I'm questioning you on. I'm not trying to show you line, but I want to get my records straight.
Yeah.
All right, that's all. So if anybody ears now want to hear, that's what it is here, because we're writing history. And I don't want for later on what I say, somebody can come and find out that it's wrong. Then we show we didn't do our research good. All right. So you came 1994 and y'all went to Banga. And the political wing of Ulimo K. Do you know you stay with Ulimo until what year? You stay with Ulimo until 1995 according to what the TRC paper put here. What year you stay with Ulimo? The paper rare.
94 was still with Ulimo when we were called upon to Monrovia. That was the time we joined the NPFL now.
94.
Yeah.
All right. So when they came, and your chair came, and she got Fuman Kone. So then, if he was the chairman of the political wing of Ulimo K, then what was Alhaji Kuma's position?
Alhaji Kuma was the leader for Ulimo K. When this split came about, after we fought, we went Banga because we was based in Banga. So that how they came from Monrovia, they met us in Banga.
Who
Because
they came from Monrovia?
The
Religious people?
Yeah. They left, they went to Banga with 2 Toyota Hilux Jeep. They pick up them, the sleeper tech. They pick up them. 2 with the big radar tires, one green, one red.
Yeah.
So they took the money, $25,000 down there, but 4,000 that he had received.
Oh, you won't receive 4,000
Yeah, 4,000.
from the 25,000.
Yeah.
So the other 21,000, who they gave it to?
Our main commander at that time, the battalion commander, was Pepper. So
Pepper, so
yeah,
you
he was a general.
how many of y'all went to that meeting?
Pepper and Saw were there, John Gujaba, me, then General Combat 2, they came from Bombi 2, they 2 were on that meeting.
So there are 6. Y'all were 6?
4.
Nobody need
Me, Pepper and Saw. Pepper and Saw that one name.
Pepper, so yeah.
Yeah, General
You,
Pepper and Saw, John Gujaba.
Jeru Chapa, yeah. Sheriff,
Yeah, Combat.
Combat.
Sheriff, Pepper and Saw, John Gujaba, Combat.
And how about the people from Bomi here?
He come back in from Bombi 1.
Okay, so then $25,000 was divided with 4 persons. So you got 4,000. So everybody else got 4. This thing where maybe now we can calculate. I want to ask you, when you came down, was it a conference that you were supposed to have for the peace thing to see how they can make the peace, and you all didn't come by yourself, you all was sent for, and that the Ulimo K sent you as the representative for them to this meeting?
We were not sent by Ulimo as representatives. Ulimo K was stationed in Bombi. Then we too, we were in Banga. Then that the NPFL knew that, then that the NPFL knew that they cannot able to take Banga from us. That was the time they sent them to go and convince us so we can be with the NPFL. The Harper and Saw John the convoy together with us, with even King.
You all were already stationed in Banga.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were not informing me here. Then let me look at the record. You were stationed in Banga.
Yeah.
And you were living among NPFL people regularly, or you were a Ulimo man?
No, you are not getting me.
I'm not getting you.
The Banga of itself were under our own command and control. Ulimo at that time.
Okay, so Banga
Yes.
have fallen
Yes.
to Ulimo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only way out is to fish commanders to join the NPFL.
And so
Then they can have corridor and get the place under their command.
Okay. So when Deshik Afuma Kone, who was the political leader of Ulimoke at that time, no, the got it here, written here, was the paper. Oh, it's written here, just like that.
Yeah.
When we all went to Banga, there was him and who else? Because you talk about religion.
Kamara,
So
they call him Papi Kamara.
So I want to say there was a meeting, right? Because you say honor these guys are inter-religious, because it's written here, calling themselves inter-religious.
And how they used to call themselves inter-religious group.
Okay, yeah.
And
So,
we knew them to be supporting us because we used to be short of rice in Bomi. He knew they did it for us. We come to Clarata gas station, they put in car, they send it to Alaji Kuma in Bomi, short of onion, salt, small thing, chicken soup.
Chicken soup,
Yeah.
and they send it to Kroma.
Yeah.
And so you're okay, someone is civilian, none, it was just for your
It's only for military men.
military men, and the military men didn't give anything to the civilian.
If you have friends, you can do that. You have your friends, you can share with them. But the supply doesn't come purposely for civilians. At that time, I think they were having NGO groups that used to take the bulgur wheat along for them.
Okay. I've just not much more question because I really admire your penmanship and your level of spelling. They're themselves inter-religious in disguise. Could you spell inter-religious for me? It's written here in your handwriting. Inter-religious.
INTERRELIGROUS.
And could you spell disguise?
Disguise.
Yes.
DISGUISE.
Correct. Thank you. Now, so you left Banga, so you came over and joined NPFL.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, were you aware of when Sheikh Kafuma Kone and Alahaji Kroma for Ulimoke fell out? When he left them, or when he continued to be the political leader?
When he Sheikh left them.
Yeah, and when he and Kroma fell out. Because there were other people who were political leader for Ulimoke. So this what, I want to know, because you were with them up until, from this paper, you were sheriff.
94.
Yeah, 94?
Yeah, 94.
Where the paper got you up with them up until 1995. So up until 1994, so the TRC paper said 95. Because we got 20,000 statements. So for you, your own paper to come out, for you to be called upon to talk, then definitely the TRC people saw it very important that you have good information to give, because you represent plenty other people. So we have 20,000 statements you're looking at. So with good information. You also talk about General Blah, Mose Blah, in the killing of Bakari. So do you know when Shika Fuma Kone and Alahaji Kroma Ulimoke fell out, that they chose somebody else to be political leader?
I cannot able to tell
you know,
that, yeah, the time they fell out, because I was not with Ulimo at that time now.
Also,
Yeah.
but up on the time you left.
But he was still with them
He was
till
still
I
with
left.
them,
Yes,
yes,
he
okay.
was still with them.
All right. Do you also know the other religious people who were under the guise or interreligious who were interacting with you? Because then you went on to NPFL now. So do you know the other interreligious people who were acting under the guise of religion who you
Yeah,
saw?
I earlier on said Mr. Sheriff is now at Douala.
Douala.
He says at Douala he have a store there. There will Papi Kamara, one other Papi, we used to call him Papi Kamara.
But you know none of the other people who were not wearing gowns, like the one who were wearing collar, and any of the other religious people, you didn't know them. You didn't know their names.
No, I doesn't know their name.
I doesn't know their name, coach you. But you knew Shikafuma Kone
Who?
and Mr. Sherry. You knew Shikafuma Kone.
I knows him.
You
even
know,
in the
I
dark.
knows him,
Even
yeah.
in the dark, I know
Okay,
him.
all right. You said after my orders came, that is now in your paper, your GOLRUF, and for my rep was 2001, 2002. I'm reading from your well-prepared statement. After my order came to Ivory Coast by the President Taylor through General Yeton, everybody was surprised for the order of retreat, where we were taken to Topple in the town called Blow, together with Sam Bakari and his family. An order was for us to be tied. Sam Bakari was called upon to go and eat. To eat what now? Eat together with the Vice President Moses Blah, General Yeton Joe Twe. After eating, General Yeton told him to escort us to an unknown destination. So when you came from Ivory Coast to the Tayu, during that period when
Yeah.
Bakari,
Yeah.
do you know why? Do you know why
No.
after joining them and why they decided to tie you with the group?
Because to their own thinking, they thought we should have put on resistance.
Resistant with who now?
With the reinforcement that came from Monrovia to do the mission execution, they thought maybe the other co-commanders should have put on resistance. It's not even me alone.
Okay, so since you didn't put up resistance to fight, then they tie you they tie from your statement here, your well-written statement, penmanship, it seems as though they tie you first.
Yeah.
So they tie you before they even invited Bakari them to go in to eat with Moses Blah and Yeton him. So that's why I was asking them why they tie you. When you said after an order came, after you say you were in Ivory Coast and the order came from Charles Taylor for you to come.
Yeah.
So you came there now, then they just tie you. And how you know that Charles Taylor get that order?
Yeah, when we were even in Ivory Coast, before we could retreat to camp, there was that rumor.
Rumor, yeah.
Yes, the rumors were all over the front lines. They say they are going to arrest Sam Bakari, but Ben that Sam Bakari knew that his mind was clear. That how he said, I will still go there because Charles Taylor is my father. There is nowhere I can go. Because they say when they went on the meeting to Burkina Faso, other special forces that were in Burkina Faso, Sam Bakari, narrated certain story to President Taylor here about about Sam Bakari, what he did or who then he talked to in Burkina Faso. Here lies the problem. When Sam Bakari came back, he put everybody together. He told us exactly what happened in Burkina Faso. Then after 1 week, the order came on the ground. So we keep on saying, but Sam, if you know already that this situation is like that, then why didn't we stay here and join these other people, or join the loyal forces side, so we can be part of these people? Or you prefer going there? I say no problem, I will still go there. Chancellor is my father, I get nowhere to go. I will go there, he will not do nothing to me.
Thank you. I want you to look at these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of paper and compare the writing with 1, Muhammad Sharia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the 10 sheet and the 5 sheet. Mr. Hearing Officer, please come back for the paper. I want you to look at the writing.
Yeah.
And the 10 sheet paper here, and that was interested simply because of the wordings you were using. The 10 sheet of paper and the other 5 sheet here, you see the handwriting quite different. So please explain it, showing this one and showing this. Can you please explain it? Yeah, the handwriting completely different, and with it, you know, they're giving information. Limoke capture this, the different time, the different names or the spelling. Could you just explain it? Because you talk old and I asked. And
this handwriting, before I could prepare this
okay,
one I brought here now, it was just rough. I was relaxed writing like this. Yeah, but when I wanted to prepare this, I know I'm going to present this, so I make it in block letters.
According to what I see,
Yeah.
and I wish other you have explained it.
Yeah.
Your more relaxed handwriting is a handwriting that it's very different.
Yeah.
The word, I mean the shape of it, how it did the letters, all different from the one that you sat and you say you prepare to give. That's what I observe. And they have something you call handwriting experts who can see whether that is in handwriting.
Yeah.
So I'll close on that. Thank you. That the 10-page handwriting is different from my eye or layman from the other one. And you please make photocopy of all and let him sign each sheet, because it's interesting and I want to follow it up. And after, secondly, the last question, you said when you went to TRC and you made your statement, then the people begin to threaten you. Now, all statements made by TRC, that's why I wanted to ask, who did you talk to? How many persons you talk to? Because just like even us, we didn't see your statement that they sent it to, yeah. He made a public statement? Yeah. So you made a public statement here?
Yeah. At 9th Street.
At 9th Street?
Yeah.
At a statement taking time?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.